What's up, everybody? Happy WTF Wednesday. I had to think about it and remember what day it is. Welcome. Back for more fun and folly. I see that there were I like to talk about some good news when there is some. And I'm very excited about the president having the UFC fighters today at the White House for the upcoming matchup for our 250th anniversary. The some of the contenders were there this morning, and yesterday the president had the youth athletes in the Oval Office, and it was just wonderful. He's such a wonderful man. I can't even understand why anybody would hate him unless you crossed him or got on his bad side, and that usually means you're the asshole. So he gets along with these he's just so good with these little kids because he's a grandpa and he's a father, and he just uplifts these little kids. We saw what Joe Biden did to little kids. We saw it with our own freaking eyes, and we've seen the videos. And that's what I thought when I watched the video yesterday, is there's no come here, little girl. Gross. Looking at that shit, it's just gross. It's gross. And no, but still, to this day, the Jezebel, whore, Sodom and Gomorrah media will never admit it. They will never admit Joe Biden sniffed up little kids. And there's reasons for that. We don't, that's not normal behavior. I don't sniff little kids. Not people I spend time around don't do that. That's nasty. That's nasty. So anyway, the president had the children there because he's reinstating the President's Council on physical fitness. I get these kids out from in front of video games all damn day and iPads and these stupid shows, and get them outside to touch grass. I love when I go to the mountains and I see people camping and they got their kids outside, and they're enjoying the weather when it's nice. Not so nice today, it's really cold. But kids getting outside and touching rocks and climbing rocks and walking trails with their family, and doing things that are normal for kids, so that they don't get diagnosed with ADHD. Send them out in the woods, let them run, and explore, and take them camping, take them overlanding, for a week if you get time off work. Anyway, the president is restoring the physical fitness for the kids, and it's great. Obama got rid of it, of course, because he wants kids to be trans and fat and depressed and suicidal. So obviously that was the agenda with that. But who cares about slim slacks when I don't have to look at his ugly face anymore? Wonderful, beautiful day. So we are talking mostly today. We'll talk about some other news and some absolutely WTF. The illegals are getting notices in the mail concerning the fines that they have amassed, and they have amassed some pretty hefty fines, and it's because they refuse to leave the country. These individuals were given final orders of removal by a judge. Please spare me the violins. Don't bring them out. I don't care. I don't want to hear the sick. And the crank far left retarded media does a constant job of us giving you a daily diet of those who would listen of, oh, poor, this person was dragged through the mud and streets and put in ICE detention centers, and oh, this poor woman was just walking home from the grocery store and ICE threw her in a van and her kids were screaming, left in the middle of the street with nothing and no one, and oh my gosh, and this individual was picked up at a hospital for spleen removed and burnt and cut and tied, and her kids were standing there watching and constantly. Ruby Rebel, what's up, my dog? What is up? How are you? Welcome. I'm trying to do this a little bit earlier. I'm trying to gauge the time here to see what the best time of day to do a regular podcast. And I'm bringing the other channels that I normally podcast on. I've got to figure out the technology, or I'm just going to do it this way for now. But what's up, Paul Jimenez? How are you, my brother? Welcome. Oh my God, it's so good to see you guys. Welcome. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Ruby Rebel. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about these individuals that were given final orders of removal. And they say, oh, these people need due process. They get due process. They got final orders of removal by a judge, and they are supposed to leave given those orders. And they refuse to leave. They just leave whatever courtroom, or they just ignore the order. And there are so many examples of this that it's nauseating. I knew this. I talked about it when before the president inaugurated, because he said that this would be the biggest mass deportation effort in the history of this country. And I want 1 million of them a month out of here. I want them gone. They have to leave. American citizens, typically, when there are no activist libtard judges involved, American citizens get the book thrown at us. We have to pay their fines, and we have to obey all the rules. But see, I live in Colorado. I distinctly remember, and anybody who lives here still or was here during that time, a lot of people have left and are preparing to leave Colorado because it's such a communist state. I typically call it Stalingrad. Spokane. Oh, right on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we are full. No vacancy. We are full. We don't need nobody else. But this communist state of Colorado, anybody who has been here knows for a fact that the police here stood down for 4 years under Joe Biden. You were not allowed to pull over these illegal aliens. They drove around with no tags, no license plate whatsoever, no type of registration, no insurance, no driver's license, nothing. And they couldn't pull them over. They couldn't do anything with them. They allowed them to run around, do whatever the hell they wanted. And it was Paul there too, huh? Yeah, I see your governor and what they're doing in Washington. It's nuts. It's nuts. I watch documentaries about Seattle and how it's fallen into the hell in the abyss. And it's really sick. It's really sick. Are sick AF. They're sick. They're sick. they absolutely want everybody on welfare. They're running away all the billionaires now. They want people to just depend on government. I don't know how they are doing this math, but when the millionaires and billionaires all take off with their money, because they can't leave their money there. Paid it for you, communists. Nobody's leaving the money there for you to run through it and spend it in 2 weeks. Who's left to pay the bills? They can't keep borrowing money from the Trump administration. Ain't playing that game. So it's really strange what they are doing. But Washington accepted a lot of these illegal did. Colorado was full of them. Y'all saw the news. You saw Aurora. You saw what happened here with Trinidad. You saw them taking over apartment communities, entire community, not just one. It wasn't just one. I live here. It wasn't just one. It was more than one. It was more than one. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the videos went absolutely mega viral across the planet. It wasn't just in Colorado. Oh my God, this state like did backflips trying to clean up the mess they had made by allowing these individuals to hang out and to take over these complexes. The squishy governor, you know, the gay governor, first gay governor. Bullshit, stupid and disgusting. That's your only accomplishment in life, is being gay. Well, then you're a loser, dude. Jared Polis, you're a loser. You're a fat loser. If your only accolade is gaiety, then you failed. You're done. You failed. You have nothing else to offer the world. I can't pay my bills with that. So they absolutely stood down. They did not allow people, the cops, to it's just recently, just within, of course, since the Trump administration, the illegals, they're now getting pulled over for not having any type of identifying documents or any plates on your car or anything. You know, that's why I have people wonder, you know, why you talk about illegals so much. Is because they put them ahead of us. They used them to replace American citizens, while American citizens continually, especially, it's the law-abiding American citizens. I figured that out. The criminal American citizens, the activist judges, the politicians, the Soros-owned AGs, attorney generals. Oh yeah, a lot of what's his name? Phil Weiser, who's also running to be governor with his mommy jeans he wears. He's such an ugly dude. God, I can't even believe. But he is now running to be governor after the whole Trinidad, persecuting Tina Peters and throwing her in prison. He was part of that. All of these family court cases, dude, that individual is part of the problem. It completely ignored illegal alien crimes, completely ignored. Nope. They're what did Nancy Pelosi call them? The MS-13 gang members have a touch of divinity. She's angels, according to her, not demons, like they actually freaking are. So the president is standing firm on this issue where if you are here illegally and unlawfully in the country, you are getting fined $1,000 up to $1,000 a day, per day. That your monkey ass is still here because you were warned by DHS. You got to get on up out of here. Kristi Noem was still secretary. She warned you and you just didn't listen. Mark Wayne Mullen is in there now. We'll see what he does. Kristi Noem was having a big effect, and she issued this. Let's just go ahead and bring this in and talk about this directive issued last year. So you can't say that you didn't know, because it's in English, Spanish, and in other languages. DHS announcement, 27th of June, 2025, DHS and DOJ announced streamlined process for fining illegal aliens. The Department of Homeland Security announced a new joint federal rule with the Department of Justice that will make it easier and more efficient to find illegals, and all of the lawsuits and the bullshit from the crank far left and the illegals who somehow found activist attorneys and activist judges. The courts have ruled that President Trump has the authority, Article 2 authority, to remove unlawfully. If you're unlawfully in the country, he is given his authority to remove them. Period. End of story. Shut the hell up and get the hell out. The current process requires giving illegals 30 days notice of the intent to fine them before a fine is issued. This new rule will eliminate the 30-day notice period, authorize DHS immigration officers to send fines directly to illegals by regular mail, and shorten that process that applies if illegals contest their fines. So if you are contesting your fine and you trying to go through some immigration attorney to get it removed, or to try to continue to stay here for free and not become a citizen, which you can't do because you already here illegally, you gonna have to go leave the country, go to your home country and apply there like it's supposed to be done. Okay, you don't come here, break into the country. That's like breaking into somebody's damn house. That's an empty house. Let's say it's a vacation home or a second home, because this happens a lot too. Break into the house, just start living in the house, and then apply to move into the house. After you done already broke in, you got food in the refrigerator, you got damn lights turned on, you got the heat turned on, you got, honey, you got wood in the fireplace, you just chilling like a villain up in here. You done broke into somebody else's crib, and then after you done broke in, then you apply to stay in the house. No, you got to go through the process first. You can't just break the hell in and then say, oh well, I guess I'll just apply to live here. That's not how this works, ass. So this is the directive issued by Department of Homeland Security last year. It's in more than one language. So if you know, English is the official language, but since there's so many illegals here and or what you call them, immigrants, because they're two different things. They're not the same. Okay, they're not the same. You have no excuse. This is very clear, and the directive has been given. You, with this process, it will apply to aliens who enter the country illegally, aliens who ignore removal orders or delay their removal, aliens who do not honor agreements to comply with judges' voluntary departure orders. The fines include $100 to $500 per unlawful entry or attempted entry, $1,992 to $9,970 for failure to honor a voluntary departure order, up to $998 per day for willfully failing to comply with the removal order. And that is that applies to anyone who is unlawfully present in this country. You don't have rights here. I sure hate it for you. Stop listening to these immigration attorneys that are telling you you got more rights than citizens. You don't. You don't have rights here. You are not a citizen of this country. The jurisdiction thereof that is in the Constitution speaks of your jurisdiction, your country. You are still a citizen in your country. You are still eligible to vote in your country, not here. You cannot decide our political representation because you are not supposed to be here. Ass, get the hell out. Get the hell out. I get very, very heated with these issues, and I'll tell you why a little bit later, and how, like my personal story, and why I am so vehemently against illegal aliens having all of these access to rights. What's up, S? How are you doing, love? Amen. You know it. We've had it. There are people, I've been to a citizenship party. This was someone I used to know, who spent 10 years becoming a citizen. 10 years at great expense, passed all the tests, studied day and night to learn the Constitution, did everything that was required, didn't get into any trouble, didn't have any legal, their nose clean the whole time, and finally got citizenship. I went to the citizenship party, bro. When you do that and you spend all that time and that money to become a citizen, that means you want to be an American, not like Ilhan Omar or some other illegal, because that's going to come out about her. She committed immigration fraud. Can't wait for discovery. Is that Clinton era immigration rights something being enforced? This was, you're talking about part of that. Hi, Shelley. You're talking, part of that had to do with giving them a path to citizenship. It wasn't citizenship necessarily. It's just like a permanent resident type thing. And they gave them the ITIN number that, so they could essentially pay into the tax system, but they don't pay taxes. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the tax year, they still get giant refunds because of the child tax credits, and they get credit for head of household. They get the automatic, I think it's a $15,000 deduction. They don't pay taxes. The little bit that they pay in, they get right back in when they file at the beginning of the following year. A lot of them have stolen identities. They have other people's social security numbers. They have dead people's social security numbers. That's why you see so many dead people on the voter rolls that are still somehow, they've come back to life as illegals. Okay. They are using the ITIN number. I see some dealerships around Denver, for example, that say, accept almost ITIN something or another. And it just, it's a means by which they can account for them. But there again, when these individuals get paid under the table in cash. So there's no record of them even being here. But I tell you what, they've been getting welfare benefits until Trump showed up. And now they're off the Section 8 list, thanks to Scott Turner, who is this HUD secretary, and Brooke Rollins, who is the USDA administrator who has taken most of these illegals off of food stamp programs. You're not going to be here and get food stamps. You are not eligible to get federal benefits when your ass is here illegally. Are you shitting me? But they were doing it under Biden's ass. You be rebel. You better preach on that. You better preach. Go ahead and preach. Let me back up. Go ahead and preach. Hey. Their only number should be their deportation number here. Dude, you can't stay here, dog. You can't stay here. I sure hate it for you. I'm not sorry because I'm not apologizing. Fuck that. You shouldn't be here. You can't be here, dog. You can't just, your first action to get in this country was to break the law. I just gave the example. You don't break into somebody's crib and then just sit up there and start decorating it and bring pillows you bought from TJ Maxx. And your order from our dear friend Mike Lindell, who is going to be the governor of Minnesota. Thank God. You just decorate the place. You paint it because you don't like the paint color. You fill it the refrigerator because you got an EBT card with food. I don't apply. I don't even qualify for EBT, so I have not gotten that shit like since my children were babies. Like when I was a teen parent, so I got it when my children were babies. But then I got off of that shit. I'm like, this ain't enough to live off of. I'm supposed to live off of this every month. I'm getting like 2 jobs, and I'm going to school. And I don't want to keep them hoods, so we move into the suburbs. Thank you. Shit on that. I don't know how these people just stay. I saw this one female on a TikTok video who went through this whole grocery shopping thing. She's an American citizen, don't matter. This female has 9 kids and she's pregnant with triplets. I'm gonna have to find it because it's WTF Wednesday and we're just gonna go through and do whatever the heck we want, right? It's crazy. So illegals, they have been getting our benefits, dude. We have been spending so much money on fraud. That's another thing. We got Nick Shirley finding fraud left and right. The child care centers, the Leary autism centers, the adult daycare centers, the fake nursing home centers, the fake Feeding Our Future, and the one Ilhan Omar got passed in Congress that was the what was it, the Family like Feeding America Act or some bullshit. She got that passed during the pandemic so that that could lead to all these Somalis stealing all that money. She started that. She is what they've been doing it for years in California, for instance, and other parts of the country, but it really ramped up with her, and it's something to fight food insecurity. But that was her passing that bill in Congress, the Feeding America or some kind of crap, which that bitch only meant feeding Somalia, because pretty much become Mogadishu. But she got that, she pushed and got that act, that legislation passed through Congress and the Senate, and it was signed into law by Joe Biden, the Shady Pines nursing home resident. You don't hardly hear nothing from him no more, which is awesome. So these illegals have been not just getting away with everything, not just getting away with not having a license and not having any. How are you able? Look, How are they able to buy brand new cars? If you've watched me for a while, especially over on X, you know, I've been doing these broadcasts. I'd be walking because I didn't have a vehicle. Because I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't have all this crazy shit going on. I'm a law-abiding citizen. So of course they throw the book at my black ass. But I guess if I was from Somalia or Honduras or Jalisco, Mexico or somewhere, that I could have got so many damn benefits and wouldn't have had the trouble that I had. I'll go into it in a little bit. Dude, dude, what the, hold on. Who was that? Who was that? Just the other day, this individual got into a Lamborghini, who ran like some childcare centers. Bro, it's insane. Here, let's find a couple of these because it's just hold on, here's one. Let's look at this from Wall Street Apes over on X. Where did it show up at? Oh, right here. Okay. I'm going to bring this one in. This is why y'all got to go home. Y'all got to go home. Y'all got to get the fuck out of here. Y'all got to go home. Okay. Report. This is Wall Street Apes. Report show billions of taxpayer dollars went to buying illegals homes and helping them start businesses. Oh my God. I'm about to cuss. Hold on.
A new report has revealed that Joe Biden's HHS spent $22.6 billion in grants for migrants, covering cars, home loans, cash, housing, healthcare, and even money to start up businesses.
I'm about to cuss. Seriously, I'm gonna, you know what? Help me, Lord. I'm gonna play that again. I'm gonna rewind that. Sending these people $1,000 a day fines, they better be glad it's not worse. Look at, don't y'all remember when this shit was prevalent, when this happened every day with all these illegals lined up? This is New York. I think it's New York. This is why they must go home. They must go. You know what? You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell on up out of here. We'll send you one-way ticket. You and all your kids, your aunties, your uncles, your granddaddies, your abuelas, your mamas, your grandpas, everybody, your omas, everybody got to go. All of y'all got to go. Fill planes with them every single day. Drop them all off at one airport, and then from there you can find your way to wherever the hell you want to go in the world. But we can't have nothing like this again. Listen again to this bullshit.
A new report has revealed that Joe Biden's HHS spent $22.6 billion in grants for migrants, covering cars, home loans, cash, housing, healthcare, and even money to start up businesses, all funded by American taxpayers. According to the report, the Office of Refugee Resettlement funded billions to nonprofit organizations, acting as a, quote, giant magnet for illegal migrants, all while losing track of 32,000 migrant kids. More than $12 billion went to unaccompanied minors, even though reports exposed unvetted and abuse.
Okay. So there you go with that. I may come back to it, so I'm just going to leave it up. I worked for HHS, just full disclosure. I worked for them. HHS is the big umbrella. It was run at the time, the HHS secretary was Javier Becerra. He ran the whole ship into the ground during the pandemic. I can go into that another time. And now Javier Becerra is running to be governor of California. After the, I'm going to actually talk about that and tag Spencer Pratt. Because the people of California need to know what they're getting into. So, and Javier Becerra was huge when I was under the HHS. He loved the illegals, honey. Loved the illegals. I recall during remember Afghanistan, when all them Afghans first started coming over here. Remember that? When that happened back in, what was that, August of 2022 or 2023, when the 13 service members were murdered. Remember that? Was it Bagram Air Force Base over in Afghanistan that we pretty much just handed over to the Taliban, aka they handed it over to the Chinese? Oh, it's been a mess. Yeah. So I was in a meeting once with the region partners, and one of the coordinators from the western region, that includes like Missouri, or excuse me, Colorado, or Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, and like one or two, couple two other states. And I was in this meeting. They didn't like me very much because I asked questions, which I did during this meeting, and I wanted to know. So are the that just got here from Afghanistan, are they required to have any jabs? Do they have to get any shots? Because y'all are pushing shots on the agency employees. Are you requiring them to have shots? No. Actually, some white liberal bitch, you know, I can't stand white liberal females. No, because it's against their religion. Next question. This is the same individual that had just said to open the meeting. You guys, giddy, just red in the face, getting Congress for HHS for these illegals. This bitch was just beaming. Beaming. We're so happy to receive all of our new Afghan friends and America. You guys have been so generous. You have been so generous through the federal donation program. But you guys, you are just donating so many luxury mattresses, and it's just so wonderful. And like, we really don't need any more mattresses. Like, no more mattresses. No. Is start going and getting like $500 gift cards, $500 a piece, to give to these people so that they can start their new lives as new Americans here in the country. Gosh, yeah. Bitch. Anyway, that was that meeting. I was fuming. So they don't have to have any of the jabs that you're forcing on us as federal employees, which I never took. But they don't have to have the shots because it's against their religion, because they're all Muslim. And to answer your question, I just saw an S on X. No. Nope. They were not vetted. Period. End of story. No, they were not vetted. And I'm talking about particularly, if you can imagine, the Afghanis, they were not vetted. They were all given the, I think it's special, given SIVs, special immigrant visas, because they supposedly were helping the American soldiers to be like interpreters or Sherpas or some kind of thing. But they just slapped that label on everybody. Remember this? Remember this? Here, let me see how to make it bigger. Oh, for goodness sake. Sorry. Here, it's going straight to images. I cannot stand MSN. I cannot stand this search engine. This is really bothersome. Huh. Hold, please. I'm bringing it in. Do you guys remember this? August 21. Remember this? This is the India Times, or Times of India. Viral photo. Afghans crammed inside U.S. military plane. Are you serious with the freaking music? Are you serious with the freaking crazy, sad, violin music?
As the Taliban took control of Afghanistan, terrified Afghans were seen fleeing out of Afghanistan in this viral photo.
Oh, they look terrified, all right.
The flight was one among several that took off with hundreds of people, including men, women, and children.
All of them showed up here. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this shit.
The Afghan government let down its people by failing to put up a resistance against the Taliban force. The photo shows fear among people.
Some of them are laughing. They're glad because they're getting ready to come to the U.S. to steal our freaking money. Remember that? Remember all that happening? Yeah, you guys remember that? What's up, Colorado Blonde? How you doing, my love? Yeah. 90% of them were military age dudes. Poor women and children, my ass. So, this is why some of these people are starting to get these notices. Thank you, Colorado Blonde. You're so sweet. Thank you, darling. I am so excited that you're here. Oh my goodness. I love when I see you on here. Thank you for just tolerating my rants. Ugh. I'm gonna find this. Oh, where is it? Hold, please. Well, that's not it. There it is. Sorry. Headline from K5 News. Washington man, this is in Washington State, receives a $1.8 million bill from DHS for failing to leave the U.S. The Trump administration is using decades-old federal statute. That means they didn't have to invent any new laws. They didn't have to take it to the Congress to legislate it. It's already longstanding black letter law to impose daily penalties on immigrants, illegals, who failed to leave the country after a deportation order. Okay.
You okay?
They're going to play the commercial.
I feel ready, but a little scared. I know there's going to be so much to learn, but there's.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, really? Right now, Joe? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay, good.
On this plain white envelope, the first thing you notice is the federal government return address. Immigration attorney Olia Katala has heard about these letters.
It is ordered that a civil penalty be imposed upon you in the amount of $1,820,352.
But what
you should have left. See, these immigration attorneys are pissy. They're mad because a lot of them lost their jobs and they have to actually practice law under another private practice instead of getting a bunch of USAID money formerly to give to them to continue helping illegals unlawfully stay in the country. So she's one of them that made it through, but she's defending the illegal.
When her client called her in a panic, she too was stunned to see the Department of Homeland Security imposing a fine for every day her client has stayed past his removal order.
My client came to the United States in the early 80s, fleeing.
That's even worse. I don't want to hear about fleeing, okay? You can't just show up in somebody's crib and then apply to stay in there after you broke into the house.
The Vietnam War, or they came as refugees from Vietnam, and they settled in the United States.
In the 80s, this is 2026. What took him so long? He got comfortable.
So he was only 5 years old when he came, and he's in his late 40s now.
We're not identifying him because he's terrified of potential retaliation against his case, but he shared old family photos. He was issued a final order of removal in 2007, but
that 2007, he was issued a final order of removal. And he didn't leave? But somehow it's Trump's fault.
But Vietnam doesn't issue passports to refugees.
He does have a removal order, but he cannot leave. So he does have work permits, and he is here in the United States legally. He has had regular check-ins annually.
So why the fines now? The Trump administration amended an old law last June, making it easier to fine immigrants. The federal law the Trump administration is using to impose these fines isn't new. It's actually been in the books since 1996, but was rarely put to use. Considering that the fines can go up to $900 per day, the $1.8 million fine makes sense math-wise, but practicality-wise, it doesn't.
It's astronomical. I don't know anyone who...
Bitch, shut up. When American citizens who are law-abiding citizens get thrown in prison, oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to mention the January 6th political prisoners? I do it often, and I'm going to continue to do it because those were American law-abiding citizens that nobody gave a shit about, including the Biden administration. No clemency was ever offered. No news media would talk about it unless they talked about the January 6th Unselect Committee with Miss Piggy Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and Benny Thompson and all these other clowns, they didn't talk about January 6th in any positive way. Called them insurrectionists, called them traitors to their country, called them everything but a child of God. Nobody wanted to take up that cause, but you'll sit there as an immigration attorney because you made so much money under Biden. You'll protect illegal aliens that broke into this country, but you won't lift a finger on your fat hands to do anything for American citizens, law-abiding American citizens that were persecuted under the Biden administration.
Has $1.8 million just laying around, and
January 6th, political prisoners amassed went into bankruptcy because they couldn't pay the giant fines levied on them, a violation of their 8th Amendment to the Constitution concerning excessive fines, but nobody cared. I didn't hear you talking about that now.
so surprisingly, you get this letter. It's a shocking number.
Katala's advice, appeal if you can.
That's what I tell people. Don't panic. Just reach out to an immigration attorney because they know about this, and they can help you out. They can, you can appeal this process.
You're not going to just keep appealing for another 10 freaking years and stay here the whole time. I hate it for you, but it's time for y'all to go. It's time for y'all to go. You got to get the hell on up out of here. We don't have no room for you. We never did, but the Biden administration dumped all these people in here without asking us first and just said, oh, you guys get to take care of them. Congrats. Let me go back through the comments because I miss them when I go over and I'm reading or watching a video. Colorado Blonde said the one video with the liberal that had the sort. Oh, girl, did you see that yesterday? I think I still got that one since it's WTF Wednesday. You saw that? Oh, Lord have mercy. That's one of the wackiest, stupidest things I've ever seen. No, who would want to be next to her? Sitting there, what if you sit in somebody's chair, you're bleeding all over their chair? Oh, girl. But I'm glad you had a great day at work. You're welcome. You're welcome. Love you bunches. Soiled pants. It's disgusting. I don't want nobody to know when I'm, dude. Only white liberal females do that dumb shit. She says, wait till the blue states turn red. You damn straight. They will have no place to practice law. I don't know. Maybe they'll be reduced to representing American citizens for a change. Ruby Rebel said, why don't we make countries, make the damn country great. Make your own country great. What you here for? Oh, never mind. We know why you're here. To make money and send it back to your home country. That's why you're here. Yeah, me too. 1984, Animal Farm. Yep. Absolutely. What's up, Miss Renee Torres? What's up, girl? Yeah, I might have to show that again. That was just sick. That was so nasty. That bitch, just nasty. Just nasty. Just nasty. So, yeah, they're getting these letters, these fines because they refuse to leave. And when you have been given final removal orders, you don't have any further recourse. There's no more comfort. You've been told to leave. And they just turn their nose up at it. And then they want to sit there and start crying and cutting the fool and playing the victim after you done sat here for 40 freaking years and not cared about getting any type of citizenship. Oh, I forgot. Here's another one. Look at this. This is Eric Daughtry. Thank you for posting. Oh, sorry. It's not what I meant to do.
Through mid-March of this year, ICE has issued.
Well, as President Trump's mass deportations roll on, his administration is also levying some pretty big fines against undocumented immigrants. One woman says hers was more than $1.8 million. NBC7's Shelby Bremer has her story.
It can often take years for people to adjust their immigration status through legal pathways. And as they wait, the Trump administration has started issuing heavy fines. So one woman in the.
Because you're supposed to wait in your damn country. Here, you can't be here and collect welfare and be a burden on taxpayers while you have a case. You're supposed to do that from your own damn country.
The green card process went to check her mail and found a massive bill.
No criminal record, no issues.
Her criminal record is the bitch broke into the country unauthorized. Another immigration attorney that's pissed because you're running out of illegals to represent because they're getting deported.
She's just been trying to get this fixed for a long time.
No, she hasn't. Bullshit. No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. She hasn't given a shit. She hasn't cared. She has been living on welfare. And she has not even tried.
That's how immigration attorney William Menard describes his client, who came to the U.S. from Mexico decades ago.
Okay. Did you hear that? She came from Mexico decades ago. It's been so long, it wasn't even mentioned. She's been trying to get this process complete. Bitch, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You get paid under the table. You probably got a house that you've had the whole time. You raised your kids in the house. You had your little anchor babies, and you just kind of morphed into American society. You never tried because you never thought that you would have a reason to ever worry, because you thought you'd always be protected somehow by the immigration attorneys and the activist immigration judges, and that you could just stay here forever and ever. Amen. And now you got to worry about ICE picking your ass up, and you should worry. And now it's too late for you to take the $2,000 and get the hell out of here and take your kids with you.
And she was about 13 years old. She's so terrified right now, she doesn't want to show her face. She's undocumented, but told us for years she had no idea the government had ordered her to leave.
So her parents, apparently somebody brought her here when she was 13. You a long way from 13 if you've been here for decades and haven't done anything about it. See what it is, she had them anchor babies and she thought she didn't have shit to worry about. But I have citizens. My kids are citizens. Woo, help me, Lord. Please let this birthright citizenship thing be completely eliminated. We don't need it no more. It was for freed Black slaves, not illegals from Mexico.
She found out in 2013 she started the process to fix her status with a family full of American citizens.
A family full of American citizens. They mean anchor babies. So she got a house full of anchor babies, and she thought that was going to be enough for her to stay here. Oh my God, we are being fleeced. We are being raked over the coals, dude. Stuck up at the bank.
I have 3 beautiful kids.
I don't care. I don't want to hear it. See, there goes the violins. I got 3 beautiful kids.
And they're all in the university. They're good kids. So I can't not be without them.
She's
well,
been checking
then
in with
you
ICE.
know what? Then you take them with you. You take them with you.
As she waits for her case to make its way through the backlogged system. But on Friday, she got this in the mail, a 7-figure fine from ICE. The Department of Homeland Security last year changed its rules to make it easier to find people who are out of status and to increase the amount, up to nearly $1,000 for each day in the U.S. past a removal order.
I was just asking myself why this is happening to me.
Because you're illegal.
When you're trying to do the right thing.
She's not alone. A DHS spokesperson said from when President Trump took office through mid-March of this year, ICE has issued about 65,000 of these fines, totaling more than $36 billion. Our message is clear, the agency said in a statement. Illegal aliens in the country illegally should leave now or face consequences.
They know that these people can't pay close to $2 million in fines. It's not going to happen.
2 women who received similar fines filed a class action lawsuit.
They filed a class action lawsuit. They filed a class action lawsuit. You broke into the country illegally. You've been given final orders of removal. You don't want to leave. You've ignored those orders. And now the law is being enforced and it doesn't fit in with your agenda. So you're suing the Trump administration to stay here illegally? God, dog.
Last year, arguing it would drive them into ruinous debt. Menard's client cleans houses for a living.
She cleans houses. She's probably got a 6-bedroom house, 4 bathrooms, because, the illegals, they can get credit easily and have high credit scores. But if you've lived here and you've experienced the high inflation under Obama, or some people still haven't recovered since the country still never recovered after the GLC, the GFC, the great financial crisis of 2008. There are still people who never recovered. Okay. But I'm supposed to feel sorry or feel some type of way for an illegal who purposely ignored the law. And now she want to sit here and cry, and you're supposed to have your heart fluttering all over the place. No. Try it on somebody else. It don't work on me. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Right thing.
She's not alone. A DHS spokesperson said from when President Trump took office through mid-March of this year, ICE has issued about 65,000 of these fines, totaling more than $36 billion.
Good.
Our message is clear, the agency said in a statement. Illegal aliens in the country illegally should leave now or face consequences.
They know that these people can't pay close to $2 million in fines.
Then go home.
It's not going to happen.
2 women who received similar fines filed a class action lawsuit last year, arguing it would drive them into ruinous debt. Menard's client cleans houses for a living.
Is there any way that you could pay that?
No, not at all.
She says the U.S. is the only home she's ever known.
No, you came here when you were, 13? Is what you said. Lady, you're going to have to go home. And you're going to have to take your ratchet kids with you. Every last one of them. you said you can't be without them, so you're gonna have to take them with you. Okay.
But she thinks she understands why she got this notice.
I think just to scare people and to just push them to deport themselves. They want us to leave.
Menard says they do plan to appeal that fine as they wait for her paperwork to be processed. As for the class action lawsuit, there's a hearing scheduled in that case for May 13th. From downtown.
Oh, I will be watching for that. I want to know what happens with that. So we'll do updates as they come around, but I find it sickening that these individuals want a pass for literally breaking the law. And because there's not been any further incidents, it does not matter. We watched the persecution of January 6th American citizens who walked into a Capitol that we pay for. A lot of them were just looking up at the beautiful structures and the light fixtures and the chandeliers and taking selfies. By the way, they were let in, as we've discovered, by the DC Metro Police. They let them in. They opened the giant doors. Nobody could have penetrated those doors without assistance. The cops let them in and trapped them, essentially. Ruby Rebel said, I'll buy her a bus ticket. Cash under the table, bought her home, you know it, paid no taxes, and the bitch been sending money home to Mexico the whole fucking time. Thanks. The nerve to file a lawsuit. Yeah, she's a criminal. I sure hate it for you, but you're a criminal. And take them kids with you. You better preach, Ruby Rebel. You better keep on preaching. The 14th Amendment is for FBAs, foundational Black Americans. Black folks should be completely and totally outraged. Since y'all want to walk around and talk about slavery day and night, but you never recognize out loud that the illegals have hijacked the 14th Amendment for their own use. They don't even mention Black folks. They think the 14th Amendment was created for them in the 19th century. Yeah. Renee said they buy expensive trucks and pay for quinceañeras. You so funny. Colorado Blonde said, we see them at the grocery stores. Yes, I know in Colorado, you dang on straight. You know it. With wads of cash or they giant balance on their EBT card with money orders to pay the rent. Yep. Thank you for pointing that out. You are absolutely correct. Because they get paid in cash. A lot of them are contractors. They work with contractors and building project managers and contractors. There's not as many of them that stand outside of Lowe's and Home Depot anymore. They figured out they better lay low on that. And just so everybody in here who's not part of Colorado Blonde, you can back me up on this. Tell the people, did they not just in the state of Colorado revive the cottage law? Remember the cottage law from the 1800s? So that they could protect illegal aliens from being picked up by ICE. The cottage law says that you can make and prepare food and sell it in your house. Go ahead and back me up on it, because you Colorado Blonde, did they not just do that? Bam. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. She knows I'm right. The state house revived the cottage law, because you wasn't supposed to be cooking and selling food out your house before. Colorado changed it, brought back the cottage law, so that you don't have to. Now the regulations have been softened. And they say, oh, it's because, we want people to feel comfortable, trading and selling their food, entrepreneurship. Bullshit. It's to protect illegals from working at restaurants and getting picked up by ICE. One purpose and one purpose only: to protect illegals. That's it. That is all. Get salmonella poisoning, then get murdered. Yeah, they revived the cottage law to protect illegals. Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Oh, girl. No, I wouldn't buy their food anyway. I don't want your pimple tamales. Shit on that. Africans, I don't care what they, I don't want none of y'all food. I don't know what you foreigners do. I don't want your damn food here. So, yeah, these individuals have, they have fleeced us. They have stolen our money. They have been, they go through, I started explaining it a while ago, but then I went down to the rabbit hole. The HHS is the big umbrella federal agency, and underneath HHS is the Office of Refugee Resettlement. They are the big ones that get the federal money when from Congress, and they dole it out to these NGOs. It used to be USAID, but obviously not anymore, because the president got rid of USAID, which I'm very glad for. That is so nasty. The little, that's nasty. Third world shit. Third world. What's up, Waterfall? Thank you for reposting the stream. How are you, darling? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to WTF Wednesday. Yeah, y'all got to go home, dog. Y'all got to go home. Y'all got to go. You got to go. You're stealing our money, and then when you get letters in the mail saying that you owe $1.8 million, it's because you were given final orders of removal and you ignored them, and you just continue to stay here. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in my email in time enough, but let's see. Where is hang on, let me see if this is it. I know. Hold on. Um, let me see if this might be it. Well, this is sort of what I'm looking for, but not really. But I'm going to bring this in and let's talk about this a little bit. This is from Yahoo News, and the headline is funds from migrants sent back home help fuel some towns' economies. A GOP plan targets that. This was of May of last year. Israel Vale's entire life in the small western Guatemalan town of Cajola is built off the money that his three children send home from the United States. The money from their construction jobs paid for the two-story white home where Vale now lives, and where his children, who are in the U.S. illegally, would also reside if they ever got deported. Vale, 53, invested some of the money in opening a local food shop, which he uses to keep his family afloat. Jesus. In small migratory towns like Cajola, it is not unusual for the entire economy to be built off remittances, the funds that are sent by migrant workers back to their home countries. People here, they don't live luxuriously, but they live off remittances. House Republicans have included in President Donald Trump's big, beautiful, bodacious bill a 5% excise tax on remittance transfers that would cover more than 40 million people, including green card holders and non-immigrant visa holders, such as people on H-1B, H-2A, and H-2B visas. U.S. citizens would be exempt. Trump also recently announced that he is finalizing a presidential memorandum to, quote, shut down remittances sent by people in the U.S. illegally. White House and Treasury officials have now responded to requests for comment from the Associated Press on specifics of the presidential memorandum that Trump previewed on the 25th of April. TruthSocial post. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Of course, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum shot back against the measure and called on Republican lawmakers to reconsider it. Of course you did, you bitch, because $64 billion in 2024 left the United States and went straight to Mexico. $64 billion in remittances alone. We funded their entire economy, dude. She said it's why we consider this measure to be arbitrary and unjust. I just don't even know what to say to that. I just don't even know what to say to that. $64 billion in 1 year went to Mexico. I'm sure it's much less in 2025 because of President Trump's crackdown on illegal invasions. So I'm positive that 2025 was much less than 2024. $64 billion. This is from Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary. This was a post on X recently by Bitcoin Teddy. Scott Bessent, if you're on public assistance, you can no longer wire money out of the country. That's a start. But I want it to go deeper. I want it to go even more. What's up, Sarah? Thank you, darling. Oh, how are you, Miss Sarah? Oh, that pretty girl. What's up? Since we paid for it, right? 64 billion freaking dollars in remittances. $64 billion. Hold on. That's 2023. I want something more recent. Well, let's see. This is Statista. Oh, God, don't tell me it's a paywall. Always a paywall. Good grief. All right. I'm going to go back up to the top. This is Federation for American Immigration Reform, or FAIR. Talks about, oh, here. This very issue, I had to go over to another search engine because MSN that comes with this computer does not allow any negative information to be shared. And by negative, I mean anything that is against the establishment and the deep state. FAIR says in 22nd of July, 2025, remittances continue to grow at America's expense. These are the key findings. The U.S. loses at least $200 billion per year from our economy in remittances. Yeah, you heard that right. $200 billion a year in remittances. It says this number as the last reliable received remittances from the U.S. in 2021 when Biden got in there, with amounts ranging from a few $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars per transaction. In 2021, the top 5 recipient countries of remittances from the U.S. were Mexico, and that was in 2021, it was $52.6 billion. India, of course, $15.8 billion. Guatemala, $14.7 billion. The Philippines, $12.8 billion. And China, $12.7 billion. U.S. remittances account for around 20% of the gross domestic product of multiple countries in Central America, including Honduras and El Salvador. Billions of dollars sent in remittances to Mexico are potentially linked to the cartels. Abso-freaking-lutely. Some of these funds are in the form of cryptocurrency, making them even harder to trace than conventional funds. So it's fairus.org if you're ever interested. Let me see if I can copy this and put it into the chat. Looks like it's time to dump some tea into the harbor. You got that right. You got that right, darling. Yeah, no taxation without representation. No taxation without representation. Me too, Sarah. Me too. Ruby Rebel said none of this should have been happening in the first place. Dude. Billions of dollars in over $200 billion in remittances alone going out of this country. Let me remind you that a lot of that is welfare payments. Welfare payments. A lot of that, it's not all, oh, they work so hard. Stop trying to make it seem like it's the 70s, 80s, and early the 90s illegals that just come here for a better life and they just come here to work. That's not who they are now. Now they're ungrateful bitches from Venezuela who make videos on TikTok about how they getting over on American citizens, flashing their money and holding up their little anchor babies saying this is their meal ticket. They're ungrateful AF. They are not, they have no interest in assimilating. They have no interest in becoming an American citizen. They only want to collect checks. You already know what it is with all these fraud individuals, these criminals who commit massive fraud. Most of it is by foreigners. Foreign scams out of Pakistan, foreign scams out of India, foreign scams out of China, foreign scams out of Mexico and Chile. Remember the Chilean theft rings? They've been hitting Beverly Hills. They've been hitting the houses in the hills and stealing shit. Hold on. This is a show I watch. Colorado Blonde said no cash, only bank issued debit cards should be used to pay for money transfers. Yeah. Absolutely. Renee Torres said, thank God Trump getting this exposed. Absolutely. He needs the Lord's protection. Look at this. Let me see. What's her name? Oh, what is it called? The show I watch, hold on. Oh, him too? Jeez. Okay, it was more than one. All right. So, this was, let me pull this in. I watch a show called Selling Sunset, and it's about the Oppenheim group. And these are real estate agents that sell higher end homes, particularly in the Hollywood Hills. And one of these real estate agents was Mary. She's married to a dude who's from France, I think. And her house was robbed.
The office has been a little savage.
Oh no, this is just a trailer. Nobody cares about that. But she was just like very shaken by her home being robbed. And they broke in and stole all her stuff. They stole her diamonds. They stole her expensive handbags. They ransacked her house when her and her husband weren't home. They absolutely destroyed the place. And they are not in a cheap area. They have money. Okay? And Mary spoke on the reunion about how the robbery has affected her and her husband, Romaine, though it appears that she has decided to stay in LA and at the Oppenheim group for now. She says that she loves her house and she's tried to make it become a sanctuary again, but never say never. She's thinking about going to Bali. She's amassed a small fortune selling homes in the Hollywood Hills, but she got robbed. Like it was terrible. But see, this is my point. These people thought that they were isolated and insulated from the crimes of illegal aliens. It was, which they don't talk about, there's been a very continuous string of Chilean theft rings. And her house got hit. I didn't know that Jason got hit also back in 2022. He was robbed and he owns the joint. I did not know that happened. This was back in 2022, and he said warned staff to be diligent after man robbed him outside his office. So he owns the boutique real estate joint, and he got robbed. These are not poor people. These people have millions of dollars because they sell to millionaires and billionaires. Here we go. Let's see if I can find anything on them. Are you serious? Now all they want to talk about is Nancy Guthrie. I don't care about her. Jesus. Goodness. Sorry, it's a bunch of pop-ups. But this has been very prevalent with the Biden administration. Chilean foursome arrested in $3 million Simi Valley jewelry heist. This is what police recovered. They're breaking into people's homes. They scramble the security systems. Somehow they have a very sophisticated method by which they break into people's homes. They already know your code. They know when you're going to be home. They know when you're going to leave. They know how long you're going to be gone. It's like they have access to your life so that they're not interrupted when they're stealing all your shit. 4 Chilean nationals with ties to an international theft ring were charged with 4 felonies on Friday morning. They probably didn't let them out already for burglarizing more than $3 million in jewelry and valuables from 5-Star Jewelry and Watch Repair in Simi Valley on Memorial Day last year. They are very sophisticated, and they are now breaking into high-end homes. And look at this. There's another headline from the LA Times. This is what I'm reading from. Chilean robbery crew used disguises, blowtorches, and cell phone jammers to break into banks and ATMs. Here's another one. Transnational jewelry theft ring busted after month-long investigation. LAPD says this got really prevalent during the Biden administration because he let so many individuals in here. In Virginia too. Sarah O said, did y'all see the raids were now going down in LA? No, did not. But that is such great news. What are they gonna do? What you gonna do? You Cuban defector, Karen Bass. Is that even your real name? I don't think she's an American. I think she's Cuban. I think she's a Cuban defector. Colorado and Colfax and Chambers. So they in Colorado too, huh? It won't let me click on it from this, but they're in Colorado too, huh? Colfax and Chambers. Yeah, that's in the more affluent area. Let's see if we can find something on it. It ain't gonna let me on this one, but let me see. Oh. Dang, where? Okay, look at this. Jesus. They literally admit this, which is just really something else. They literally admit how much they depend on I guess I gotta bring it in first. Well, let's do that. Headline: from San Francisco Gate. ICE didn't just raid this California neighborhood, it dismantled its economy. That means y'all depending too much on illegals. At only 20 feet wide and 3 blocks long, downtown LA's Santee Alley is on good days a tight corridor filled with color, noise, and high energy. Long-standing food vendors like the Alley Dog serve bacon-wrapped street dogs to customers wading through deep, narrow storefronts filled with everything from soccer jerseys to shapewear to jewelry. All of it is illegal, cheap-ass knockoffs. So they selling Gucci bags for like $25. Oh boy. Many of the businesses are immigrant, Latino, and Asian owned. No, illegal, illegal, illegal. Why would you be afraid of ICE when you're a legal citizen? Only illegals are affected by ICE raids. Until recently, oh, here, let's just go down here. On the 6th of June, 2025, ICE agents raided well-known businesses like fast fashion shop Ambiance, 40 individuals from Ambiance alone. That means they were all illegal. Every one of them were illegal. You do not fear ICE when you are not illegal. When you are an American citizen, you have nothing to fear from ICE. They're not going to bother you. I haven't seen any ICE agents in a while. I don't have any fear of ICE agents. Why the hell would I fear? I'm an American citizen, bruh. Stop making it seem like everybody needs to fear ICE. No, it's only when you are here in the country illegally. Damn, what is so hard to understand about that? I don't know if that was done yet. Diddy girl, what's up, girl? I don't know, but I see it being posted over on X by the Department of Homeland Security. So maybe that's something that's going to happen. Aurora Sentinel article, police arrest 5 Colombian nationals. I heard about that. I've heard about that. Okay, I've heard about that. They try to keep that on the DL, and the Aurora Sentinel is just a small newspaper that's usually filled with a bunch of DEI shit. The Aurora Sentinel did like this big fluff piece when Kamala Harris came to Aurora. I'm like, ew, gross. They're just fawning and falling all over, trying to make her feel welcome. And it was gross. It was gross. I do want to bring this one up real quick when we talked about remittances, because this is Mike Benz. Mike Benz does such an excellent job. I think he's former CIA. But Mike Benz is a great source for information on the invasion, Russiagate. He is just a great source. I would follow him on X. He says, here's a confidential CIA memo from 1983 on illegal immigration from Mexico. It says illegal immigrants send 1/3 of their earnings back home to Mexico in remittances. That was in 1983. The Mexican economy is totally dependent on those remittances. And that Mexico thinks we cannot politically stop it. I am reposting that. And this is a source here. Yeah, wow. Their entire economy is dependent on American on remittances from America. Without us, Mexico would fall into the ocean. Period. They're completely dependent on remittances from the United States. That's crazy to me. Colorado Blonde. Yeah, you're talking about the Aurora Sentinel. I can't stand that newspaper. They always put it out in the 6th Avenue, the beauty shop, the giant beauty warehouse. I think it was owned by Chinese or something. They put them out there, and I'm just like, I'm not reading that shit. It ain't nothing but NAACP bull crap and black this and black that. I'm not interested, so I don't read it. I don't read it. Let's see what we got. What do we got in the WTF thing today? Since it is WTF Wednesday, let's do a couple of those before we before I bid you adieu. Oh God. Yeah, here's one. Here's one. Good grief. I don't know if you've seen this one, but it's pretty gross.
So I'm eating biryani that my dad made.
Where's your damn fork, you damn troglodyte? Where's your damn fork, you damn caveman? The hell?
I normally don't eat meat.
So?
But I'm making an exception.
Look at this nasty shit.
You want some?
No! Shit, no, I don't want none of it. Oh, that is gross. You gross.
What? Oh. Here, have some.
No!
Good.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh, she's washing her hands with the rice. That's so damn nasty. I hate it for you. That's so damn nasty. That's nasty. Why did they come here? I know. What? She's like, so much for visiting restaurants. Ooh, girl, yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, no, I think I'll pass. From now on, I think I'll pass. I know that's y'all tradition, but when you come here, I thought you want to be American citizens. We don't eat like that, dog. We don't do that. Dude, come on, man. I guess, you in your crib, so just don't go to restaurants doing that nasty. That's nasty. So nasty. Okay, here's one. Colorado girl, I got you. Hold on. Here's WTF. First responders, what's up? Hello, love. How are you? Oh God, is that him? Mom, Dami, Muhammad. Only one who does that. It cracks me up. I can do it if I want. He with eating with his hand. Oh God. Him too, huh? Oh. Dude, did you hear it? Like you can hear I can't do that. All right, we got another live one here. Got another live one. Colorado blonde, this one's for you. From the Denver police. Colorado Duke posted this on X. This is called crime prevention in Colorado. Yesterday, Denver PD started a new social media campaign imploring its residents not to rape people. You literally can't make up this level of vibrance. Don't rape. This is for illegals. Okay? They probably spent $6 million to develop this and put up a website just to say don't rape. That's it. That's it. Don't rape. She's like, uh-oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Don't rape. That's it. That's the Denver PD. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Well, let's see what else we got for WTF Wednesday. I'm sure there's more fun and games. Oh. Well, I think I showed you this one. Yeah, I think I showed you this one. Here, let's look at something else. Let's look and check, because there's so many of them. I've just like put them into their own area here. So, and then I just go back to them. Where is this? Oh, yeah, that one's pretty sad. I don't want to see that. Let's look at this one. Hold, please. This disgusting creature here, J.B. Pritzker. Wall Street Apes posted, Illinois Governor Pritzker signed House Bill 106 decriminalizing spreading HIV. To Illinois, after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV, now the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986 during the height of the AIDS epidemic. So this fat tub of shit did away with that law and said, well, never mind. It's not a crime to spread HIV. Even if you know you did it, don't matter. Can't sue him. Not a crime. There you go. JB Fat Pritzker. That's why the president makes fun of his big ass all the time, because he's fucking retarded. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's a big portion of Illinois that's red. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is definitely WTF Wednesday. Look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. A Minnesota conservative. Thank you for posting this. Remember the cat burglar, Nicole, somebody in Minnesota, the Minnesota senator and felon who was convicted of burglary when she robbed her former mother-in-law. She's back. After being released from jail in late January, the bitch is taking donations from Act Blue for a Senate run. This is the face of white liberalism. She robbed her mother-in-law, went to jail, got out in January, and now she's taking Act Blue donations to run for Senate again. Jesus, this country. We need to reopen state hospitals. We need to just reopen state hospitals. That's a... Yeah, please share that with your liberal, retarded friends. That is the face of liberalism. The face of failure. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. You can't make some of this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Good God Almighty. Here's another one. Oh, boy. From NPR. Why a 98-year-old federal judge is asking the Supreme Court for her job back. Oh. A federal judge who has been sidelined for 3 years over questions about her competency is asking the Supreme Court to throw her a lifeline. Judge Pauline Newman is 98 years old, and she wants a chance to hear cases again. God Almighty, I can't. I'm not even gonna finish that. Bruh. That's not even ageism. That's facts. 98 years old. Why are you still working? Don't you have great grandkids that you need to be spending time with before you, like, the Grim Reaper comes to find your ass? Voice like Audrey Hepburn. Jeez, man. Taxpayer funded, by the way. Like, because that's, these judges, that's taxpayer funded. Oh my God. Honey, you cannot have your job back. Here's a fun one, and then we're going to get off of here. Here's a really fun one. The youth of today don't realize that there are actual consequences for your actions. But when they mess around and find out, they're surprised when they have to actually answer for their stupidity. Here's one right here.
You are sentenced to 9 months in county jail.
9 months.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Are you serious?
Ma'am.
Yes, honey.
The sentence is 14 years.
14 years? I'm not feeling makeup. Y'all serious right now?
Uh-oh.
Hey, just breathe, okay?
Get your hands off me. This is crazy.
Stay where you are.
For repeated shoplifting offenses, this court sentences you to 12 months in county jail.
12 months?
Uh-huh.
I thought it was just a fine.
Okay.
Get out.
What? I didn't even say anything yet.
You are not allowed in your dress.
Oh, that bitch, she just like got off her OnlyFans broadcast and went straight to court. I guess I better go. Hold on, let me show you another picture of my ass real quick. Make sure to drop a like and drop me a $50 donation. Hold on, I'm gonna go to court. I'll be right back.
Like that, no way.
I mean, what do I wear then? I've never been here before.
Someone outside the room, go.
So like, do I come back or is this like jail right now?
Let's get out. Get out of this courtroom, now.
What? Why?
You came in here wearing scrubs. This is a court of law, not a hospital.
I came straight from work, Your Honor. I didn't have time to change.
That is not my concern.
Well, it wasn't my plan to get lectured about clothes either.
7 days in county jail for contempt.
Wait, what?
Poisoning your husband resulting in death. This court sentences you to 45 years in state prison. It's whatever. He was a piece of shit. He humiliated me, beat me, and treated me like I was nothing. I gave him what he deserved.
Sir, you'll need to leave and return properly dressed.
Properly dressed? This is how I dress, Your Honor, every day.
This is a courtroom, not a
Lord
field.
have mercy. Come on, Bocephus. Come on, Bocephus. Come on, man. Put on a coat. You could have had on a suit coat or something.
For uniform for this country for 22 years.
Yes, sir.
Came straight from my land to answer a ticket, and this is what I get over denim and dirt.
That doesn't change courtroom
Yes,
standards.
Some of these, oh my God. Some of these were crazy. Like the girl who said inbred. The girl who like she poisoned her husband and got 45 years in prison. Oh my God. And then she acted like it wasn't gonna, like it didn't faze her. Like she said, come on, Festus, put down the pitchfork and break. You know, he's oh God. See, that's why I call it WTF, because some of this stuff is just like, people really do dumb shit. Ugh. Anyway, that was WTF Wednesday for this edition. I've had it. God bless you guys. I sure do appreciate you spending some time with me and hanging out and talking about this crazy life. But we did talk about some good things. These illegals are getting very hefty fines, and they are going to be driven to getting the hell up out of here. There are indications that the economy is doing exceptionally well. I know you don't see it right out the gate. Gas prices are high, but guess what? There is a light at the end of that tunnel. And when you complain about the gas prices, just remember, under Obama, Slim Slacks Gas prices were over $4, over $5 a gallon for 8 years straight. 8 years straight. And then we got a break under Trump from 2017 to 2021. And then right back when Biden got in there, gas prices went right back up for 4 years straight. So 12 years straight, 12 years with only a 4-year break, there were high gas prices, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or more a gallon if you live in California, of course. In Hawaii and Alaska, their gas prices are kind of high, but that was because they closed the Keystone XL pipeline. But that's another one. Good news 47, as I call it. The Keystone XL pipeline has been reignited. So they got to hire a bunch of people to run our industry coming back to the United States. Lee Zeldin is killing it with the EPA. We have things that we are looking forward to. The golden age is upon us. Pray for our president. Pray for his cabinet members. Thank you for them, Jesus. We appreciate you, Lord, because we could have been stuck with that Hindu Horus. Thank you, Lord, every day for President Trump. Colorado blind. Oh, girl, you know, I gotta, yeah. I gotta keep it rocking over here, but there are good things. I'll be back tomorrow with another delightful show. We'll talk about more good news because we got to talk about the great things that are happening under the Trump administration that would have never happened under a Democrat. Those are demons. Cast them out in the name of Jesus. Thank you, and God bless you. I love you. Appreciate you so very much. Thank you. We'll see you later.